Hey everybody, welcome to the Mike and JD Show YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. I want you to do me a big favor before you check out this clip. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to throw in a comment and make sure you're a subscriber to this channel. And then I want you to share this video with your friends. Help us defeat the algorithm. And then if you like this content and you appreciate this content, please head over to patreon.com/ the Mike and JD Show and support the show. That is how we actually get funded to be able to do this. So we thank you very much for being here. And now enjoy the clip.
Competition starting to get thick. It's the click, so I hope you watch your A game. A made no way.
You know, we were having a conversation throughout the week. Will Ospreay appears to be doing bucket list things right now, which him being at Bound for Glory appears to be a bucket list item for him. And then him saying that he wants to come and do a match for TNA and being very complimentary of TNA is, you know, he did TNA when he was super young, but now that he's a big star, I think he wants to be in a top TNA match with that branding. So that's why I think we're going to get him in TNA for at least one match, probably for Hard to Kill before he becomes a free agent in February. It looks like that deal is getting worked. But he's also doing all these other things. Like he went to Noah and he wrestled Marufuji, right? He did the Zack Sabre match in England. It looks like he's doing bucket list items, things that he would not likely be able to do in WWE. And he has now stated that he is open to traveling, and he had signed Barry Bloom as his agent. And Barry Bloom, while he does represent a lot of people in AEW, he represents people in WWE, and they've been dealing with him since Jesse Ventura. So he was the agent for Jesse Ventura and Jim Ross and all those guys. So he's taking his career seriously, and I really dig that about him. I like that it appears that he's growing up. But you know, while I always thought that AEW was the absolute destination, it looks like WWE is on the table.
It'd be foolish not to be on the table. I remember being in the Fight Game Media discourse, right? Yeah, the Discord, channel, participating in the discourse, and people are like, oh, well, you got to close the show with Will Ospreay on top. And I said, what if he's in WWE in a year? And I got laughed at. Well, you do it anyway. And I'm like, you guys are like, this just doesn't make sense. Like, so I stand by what I said 6 months ago. Like and again, you did put him on the show because it's foolish not to, and you want him to sign. But I agree, you don't give him the big moments, right? And he's going out there and he's doing bucket list stuff because I don't think he's all in. I don't think he's putting his eggs in the WWE basket. I think he's putting his eggs in the I'm going to maximize my value and get everyone talking about me before I sign somewhere. Like the man's going to make a shit ton of money, and Barry Bloom is not Endeavor. Which is interesting. I think that if he was set on Endeavor, like Jade, that's what Jade Cargill did. She signed with Endeavor. And then if you're in Endeavor, you're, it's done deal. You're going to WWE. So I think that he is going to play the market a little bit, which he should play the game. Don't just put all your eggs in, I'm going to go to WWE, because who knows what he wants? Like people say, well, he says this, he says that. I'm like, well, one, pro wrestlers. Two, your values and ideas about what you want to do can change. They can change from day to day. Right? We've said that a million times on this show that, oh, it looks like so-and-so is WWE bound, and they don't go there. They wind up doing something else. And sometimes they do. So I think this is a dude who's just big time invested in what his future is going to be. This is his big money contract, and he should get everything that is coming to him. And I think he's going to. Like, this is a guy that is going to get paid, and it's going to come down to what do you want to do?
He is a true sports free agent in the sense that there's many people in the game right now that are willing to pay for him. And so that's just he's going to have to go to the highest bidder. People say money isn't everything. You've never had a lot of money. And I think that he's going to get offered stupid money to where he'll have fuck you money by the end of his contract. It's going to be incredible. And I dig the fact that WWE is willing to bring this guy in
for sure.
And hopefully they don't try to, make him fit into their playbook, which is kind of stuff that they've done to guys in the past. I don't think they will for him. I think that they're going to sign him to be him. I think he's a big enough star. I think he's been a proven draw everywhere he goes. And I think that they would only maximize his value to the best of their abilities to be able to go if he were able to go there.
I don't know if they're not going to. I mean, they tend to put everybody in their playbook. They make everybody run their playbook, right?
I think
AJ had
maybe
conform.
AJ conformed a little bit, but he's still AJ Styles. He's still doing all the AJ Styles moves. I think maybe they probably helped change his promos a little bit, but he was never really a promo guy.
No.
Ospreay's
work style
becoming
changed.
one, but
He's
yeah.
a good promo guy. He's definitely a good promo guy. Like the idea of him reading WWE verbiage is not appealing to me as a fan.
Right.
I don't really care about that. I mean, like the idea that he could be on the same level as LA Knight to me is just heartbreaking, you know, because like on a level of talent, it's like, oh Lord.
Yeah.
But they do have better matches, but he'll have to conform to them. Like, yeah, I don't think you're gonna see Stormbreaker. Like, I don't think you're gonna see a lot of the stuff that he likes to do because it doesn't fit into what they do. But he'll be, you know, on that he's better than Seth Rollins, but he'll have those type of matches that will excite those type of fans. So
Yeah.
like he'll go into AEW and do the stuff he's always done. Does he want to do that? That's the question. Or does he want to try to be a WrestleMania main eventer? You know, that's important to some people, and some people it's not. We don't know what Will Ospreay wants. You know, like I think AEW is going to pretty much match whatever offer WWE is going to give him, unless they're giving him like a stupid offer, right?
Yeah.
Which is possible, but at the same time, maybe not. I don't know. Where would you rather see Will Ospreay?
As a fan, I'd rather see Will Ospreay go to AEW because he's going to be Ospreay there. Now, I've seen Ospreay in AEW already. Like he's already had several matches. But because he's not their guy, he's been treated, other than Forbidden Door, he's been treated kind of like just another dude on the show. Like they haven't really like put their promotional machine behind him.
Nor should they.
Other than the Omega match when they brought him in for Forbidden Door.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put him over, but of course, you know, the entire locker room had to get involved and Don Callis had to get thrown out and come back anyway and do the whole gimmick, right? So yeah, they had to do all the shenanigans to get Ospreay to win the match. But I would be curious to see what they could do. The problem is that, you know, AEW has a good problem where there's like it seems like there's a bit of a surplus with just super talented in-ring performers, but there's not a surplus of guys that can really draw. And now they're going to 12 pay-per-views a month and they need to be able to do that. So now they're having this problem where they got to get these big pay-per-view main events, but they also still want people to watch their television show. And you saw some of that this week where we're getting kind of a hot shot at Omega MJF match for Collision. But we still have Full Gear coming up. And then of course, now we've got the World's End in December. So it's like now that becomes a problem. And how do you alleviate that problem? You bring in more guys that can headline shows and draw money. And he's one of those guys. Right. So I think that he'll be a standout anywhere he goes. Me as a fan, I'd like to see him go to AEW because I know they'll keep him true to form. But as a man, just as like a human being, I want to see him take care of his body and last a long time and make stupid money and still put on great matches. And I think he can do that in WWE too. Their main event matches like typically are pretty good. I watch the premium events. They're usually pretty good. Their main event matches, right? They have some guys that I don't really care for, but they got a lot of like. I just watched Gunther wrestle. It was 2 weeks ago on Raw. I know he wrestled Gable. That was really good.
Jonah.
Yeah, he wrestled Jonah or Bronson Reed.
That
was awesome. Right. You get a lot of great matches on WWE. So I think he can have a great one there too. So either one, I think I'd be fine with. Personally, if it's AEW or WWE, I'll go AEW. Which one do I want to see him sign with? Absolutely TNA, because it'd help my podcast.
Fair.
We hostile. Him, I clear my throat and preach the gospel. My flow is doper than ever. Nice when we separate, but together there's a murderous.